coming from Newburgh, New York. So,
watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Yeah, man, I am strongly considering leaving the city of New York, giving up my TLC plates, and trying to do taxi in Newburgh. Now, you know, it's kind of crazy because my TLC plates are better than those regular taxi plates. But there's a lot of stuff that I won't have to deal with, at least not for a long time. In Newburgh, New York, there's no speed camera, there's no bus lane, no bike lane, no NYPD. Yes, there's police, but there's a big difference. When you get a ticket outside the city of New York, you know, you got a 2% chance of that turning into points and those points being on your license. You can negotiate it. In the city of New York, you can't do that. You have to fight it, keep pushing it back. But when you lose that ticket, you're going to get the points. And if it's past 18 months, they can't use it to suspend your license, but they'll still be on your license. And that's kind of the messed up part, because when you're driving for a living, you're gonna have police contact. Period. Doesn't matter how safe you drive, how great you drive. These things are gonna happen. And the crazy thing is, you cannot use their dash cam against them. So, for new TLC drivers, I highly recommend that you have a camera, and a camera that can catch your speed. So if they ever say, oh, you know, you was doing this and you don't remember how fast you was going, there's a camera that will tell you how fast you was going, and you can take them to court with that. The judge doesn't want to hear nothing you have to say if you don't have any proof. The court system is literally set up to fail. Like, they're always going to take the cops' word first. So if you're thinking about doing TLC, I'm telling you right now, the city of New York, NYPD, you're not looked at as a city worker. They don't see you as a city worker, and you're fair game just like everybody else, except for city workers. They pull you over, they're not gonna give you a break. There's no courtesy. You're gonna get a ticket that has points, and you gotta get a lawyer to fight that. So make sure you have a camera. You know, obviously try to drive, you know, safe, make smart decisions, read the signs, because those points hurt. Right now, I went from having a clean license, no points, to 6 points from a speeding ticket that I got 4 years ago. That's crazy. I'm being punished for something that happened 4 years ago. And I'm not going to get into it, but all I'm going to say is this. The speeding ticket, it's not like I was doing 90, 80, 75, 60. It was all like, let's say, I think 55 on a 30, but it was on the Sheridan, which is like a freeway. There used to be a highway before. But that cop, he was in a black car. He got behind me, and he intimidated me to go faster. And when I did, he kept riding my ass. When I moved to the right, he moved to the right. When I pulled over on the shoulder to let him pass, he let me up. So I was going to tell that to the judge. My lawyer used to be a judge, and he told me the judge doesn't care about that. So the ticket was supposed to be 8 points. He got it down to 6. The next 2 tickets that I'm fighting are another speeding ticket. Was, I think, that one was a little reckless. I was doing like 45, 50 on a 25. But, I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And we're talking about literally in the back streets by the highway. So, that cop that was outside her unit, she was in a black car and all her lights was off. She was flashing me with her flashlight. I thought it was a cyclist or somebody in distress. If I knew there was a cop that was going to give me a ticket, I would have made a U-turn, took off from there. But it is what it is. Now, my lawyer tells me there's a 2% chance that I'm going to lose my license from the other 2 tickets. It seems like he's very confident, so I'm going to let him do his work. If, God forbid, that I do lose and, you know, my license gets suspended, then I'm gonna have to just apply for a restricted license and do what I gotta do, and just wait it out. That's it. But yeah, so those 2 tickets, for example, if it happened outside the city of New York, it would have got negotiated. Period. I would have never got any points on my license. So, and what frustrates me is that these cops, they have discretion and they don't use it. Like, you see, I'm working with my license. Like, give me a break. And let's just say if you say, oh, well, but the speed is unacceptable. Whatever, okay. Cops, city workers, they speed all the time. They don't follow the rules like we have to. It's kind of crazy. And matter of fact, a while back, I got pulled over for having tinted windows, but I have the permit, but he didn't see that. Because he couldn't give me a ticket for tinted windows, he says, I'm giving you a break. I'm not giving you a ticket that has points. Your registration was on your dash, but not on the window. So I'm giving you a ticket for improper display. If you're giving me a break, first of all, you can't give me a ticket that has points because I didn't do anything that requires points. If you want to give me a break like you say you want to, because I'm working with my license, and the fact that you acknowledge that, don't give me a ticket at all. This is $140 I got to pay to motor vehicle now. So, my point is, these cops here in the city of New York, NYPD, they are pricks. I got pulled over the years from state police and local PD. One time I even got caught doing 90. Not happy about that. The point is, I never got a ticket outside the city of New York. Never got a ticket. So, you know, I don't know what's the deal with NYPD, but the fact that the city does, you know, when COVID was going down, we was looked at as city, no, not city workers. They looked at us as essential workers. There you go. Sorry, had a brain fart for a moment, but they looked at us as essential workers. Now that that's passed, it's like, screw you. You know? And my thing is, if a guy in a sedan that says MTA on the side of it, and the plate says city worker, if he made a left turn on a sign that says no left turn, they'll give him a break. If he got caught speeding, or if he ate the light, sanitation, they eat the light all the time. Nothing. And the cops be just sitting there. So, I know that there's a lot of TLC drivers that drive stupid, and that cop could be like, "Hip, he's another idiot." But just like not all cops are the same, we're not all the same either, man. You know, I'm working with my license. Yo, they see when is the last time you got pulled over, what you got a ticket for. Yo, if I haven't got a ticket in 2 years, shit, a year, you know how many miles I do a day? Like, give me a break, man. So, I'm done. You know, I said to my girlfriend, like, hey, if I survive the situation with my license, I'm going to strongly consider leaving the city of New York and trying to do taxi upstate. Because if I stay here, I'm going to lose my license regardless. Like, I can't do this shit. And now they're talking about lowering the speed limit from 25 to 20. It went from 30 to 25 to fucking now 20. Nah, bro, fuck this. I'm out of here. So, and it's slow. You know, that's very slow. Now, I understand if it changed like at nighttime, but you're talking about driving that slow around the clock. I hate working during the day just because of traffic, so I like to come out at night. So you some of these people, I can see why they're so scared and why they drive the way they drive. They're probably tired of getting tickets like me right now. I can't afford to get no more tickets, so now I'm out here driving like somebody's grandmother. So yeah, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So that's what I'm gonna be working on soon. This business used to be something, man. This job used to be fun. It's not fun to be a TLC driver anymore. The only reason why I'm even still doing it is because I worked hard for my TLC plates, and now I got them. I can't just let them go. So I might rent them out to a corporation or something. I'm not exactly sure. Once I get established up there, either I'm going to rent them out or I'm going to give them up. But the city of New York, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't see us as city workers, and they should, because we provide a service to the city of New York that the MTA does not. Okay, we do door to door. If we was to just say, you know what, if TLC drivers was to actually work together and go on strike, the MTA system will crumble. They wouldn't be able to handle the load. Period. So the problem is that all these drivers, they all, this mostly majority of the drivers are immigrants. So whether they Chinese, Dominican, whatever, some of them don't speak the same language. They don't really speak English. So they don't know how to really unite. This is a selfish business. That's the problem. If the drivers stop being so selfish, when 100 drivers go on strike, don't work. Don't take advantage thinking, oh, you know what? Less drivers in the street. I'm going to go take advantage. You're defeating the purpose. There's a reason why we're going on strike. The problem is that you guys go on strike so Uber can pay you more. Like, Uber is a platform. You work with Uber. You don't work for Uber. Okay? You need to go on strike for TLC can treat us better, can do more for us. Like, for example, the congestion fee. That's some fucking bullshit. We should not be paying a congestion fee. We've been paying that shit already for the last 4 or 5 years before anybody. So when they put these tolls up, they should have said, you know what, TLC drivers been paying congestion fee for the last 4 or 5 years before anybody. So they're going to be exempt from this for the next 4 or 5 years. That's what they should have done. TLC should have been there fighting for us. And they wasn't. These cars, they should be bulletproof. Enough to save our lives from just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Not just us, but our passengers. And again, TLC, they don't have that set up for us that we can go to a facility and get that done. I don't even think it's legal. So that's just wrong. It's like, come on, man. I feel like we should have uniforms that says, New York City Taxi Limousine Commission licensed driver, because that's what we do and that's what we are. Instead of calling 911, we should be calling, let's say, for example, 511. That would be TLC. TLC police will show up and help us out. Because you call 911 when you have a suspect that's trying to steal from you, rob you, or beat you up. If he doesn't have a weapon, forget about it. Police is going to take 2-3 hours to get there. And by the time they get there, they already left. So, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. And then it's like, you're not going to lie and say, hey, he's got a gun or a knife. And then they get there, he doesn't have that. Now you're the one in trouble. So, yeah. TLC, they have these nice, fancy cars, but they forget. That's because of us. TLC drivers, we put that money in. We pay TLC. TLC is the only city agency that's not funded by the city. So when you guys get pulled over by TLC, you need to remind them that hey, come with respect. Okay, remember, you have this nice car because of us. It's not just the car, the equipment, just in general. You're in business because of us. It's that simple. And I feel like sometimes they forget that. And it's good to remind them that. I'm going to provide my paperwork, but don't be an asshole. Don't come here treating me like a perp. You know what I'm saying? We work together. You just my supervisor. Anyway, so it's just a lot. It's a lot. Now, speed cameras, bus lanes, and all that, I think eventually that will come to Newburgh. But I don't think that's going to happen for a while. So I'm going to take advantage and get the fuck out of here, because peace of mind above anything else. So, yeah. So, new TLC drivers, remember, you're not just Uber drivers, because a lot of you guys become Uber driver. Like you go for your TLC license because it's a requirement in the city of New York, just to be an Uber driver. What is that? Like, that's a waste of money. With a TLC license, you could do medical, you could work for the bases in the Bronx, not just Uber and Lyft. Come on, it's ridiculous. So that's all I'm saying. On top of that, don't go on strike so Uber can pay you more. Okay, like that. Come on, like, be smart, be proactive. Okay, go for real change, and that is, you go on strike for TLC, you can treat us better. That's it. And then every time there's a news reporter talking to a TLC driver, he doesn't speak no English. Listen, man, you want things to change, you want to make a difference and have our voices heard. If you don't know how to speak English or proper English, have somebody else speak for you. I will have somebody speak for me.